So I think it's just going to get weirder and weirder and weirder, and finally it's going to be so weird that people are going to have to talk about how weird it is. And at that point, novelty theory can come out of the woods, because eventually people are going to say, what the hell is going on? It's just too nuts. It's not enough to say it's nuts. You have to explain why it's so nuts. So between now and 2012, the next 14 years, I look for the invention of artificial life, the cloning of human beings, possible contact with extraterrestrials, possible human immortality, and at the same time, appalling acts of brutality, genocide, race baiting, homophobia, famine, starvation, because the systems which are in place to keep the world sane are utterly inadequate to the forces that have been unleashed. The collapse of the socialist world, the rise of the internet, these are changes so immense, nobody could imagine them ever happening. And now that they have happened, nobody even bothers to mention what a big deal it is. The fact that there is no such thing.
The reason the scientists have gone missing is because they were all a part of building the military secret weapon, Rods from God, aka Project Thor. It's a satellite hovering in space with rods the size of a telephone pole, around 20 feet long and 1 foot in diameter. And it is made with one of the densest metals on Earth. It's called tungsten. Also, I do know that that metal has an extremely high melting point, allowing it to make its way through the atmosphere. It strikes with the force of a nuclear bomb, but has zero nuclear fallout. It's all based upon kinetic energy. The most commonly described version of this is that it's a satellite that's hanging in a lower Earth orbit, around 500 kilometers up, that carries a magazine of these rods. It's said with just 6 to 8 of these satellites spread across a given orbital plane, any point on Earth's surface could be targeted within 12 to 15 minutes. So just because you take one out does not mean that you're completely covered from a specific area, because how it works is they're just going off where it's orbiting at that exact time, and then when it's over that spot, that's when they drop the metal rod. So yeah, these people were supposedly working on this. Now, here's the thing that gets tricky. Maybe do these people know this is about to be a rod of God warfare? Do other countries have this orbiting also? Are they going into hiding? Are they going in bunkers? Now, a perfect example to get a visual on how this works. There's a G.I. Joe movie that showed an example of this weapon and how it works. I'll play the clip.
There are 7 Zeus satellites orbiting Earth. Each satellite contains 10 hollow platinum tubes filled with a tungsten rod.
1, drop.
A rod touches down 8 times faster than a bullet, and with a force significantly greater than a nuclear warhead. None of the fallout. All of the fun.
The mysterious object fell vertically. This appears to be a UAP falling. If it were clearly a missile, a meteorite, or space debris, it would have fallen at an angle. What do you think fell? Like and follow.
Anyone else see this in California?
It's actually turning. It's making a circle.
That is wild.
There's a story that caught our attention. We're talking about a number of U.S. scientists, some connected to very sensitive research, who have died or disappeared. Let's break down what we know so far. We're going to start with Carl Grillmar. Carl Grillmar, pictured here, was an astrophysicist at Caltech. He worked on a NASA-supported space telescope project and infrared systems. Now, he was shot and killed at his home just 2 months ago. Then there's Frank Maywald. He was the senior scientist at NASA's Jet Propulsion Lab, focused on advanced satellite systems, and he died nearly 2 years ago, but his cause of death has never been made public. Meanwhile, Monica Reza also reportedly connected to NASA's Jet Propulsion Lab project. She went missing last summer while hiking in California. No trace. It keeps going. There's William McCaslin, a retired Air Force general. He, too, is missing. He's a former head of Air Force Research Lab and oversaw advanced space and surveillance programs. He's been missing since February. Reports say he once oversaw funding connected to a project that also included Monica Reza. Now, there's more. To New Mexico, Melissa Casais. She has been missing since last summer. She worked at Los Alamos National Lab. She had an administrative role, but reportedly also had security clearances. Just months earlier that she went missing, so too did Anthony Chavez, also connected to Los Alamos, an engineer. He disappeared during a walk. No signs, no answers. And then finally, there's Nuno Loureiro. You remember Nuno Loureiro? He was the MIT researcher focused on nuclear fusion and was shot and killed in his Massachusetts home last December. It was the case of the Brown shooter. It's a separate case with no confirmed links to the others. But here's the key point. Authorities have not connected these cases, but look at the overlap. The same handful of institutions, NASA, Air Force Research, Los Alamos Laboratory. So, could they be connected? Or is this something else entirely?
Update on Carl Grillmeier, the Caltech astrophysicist that was murdered just hours after President Trump told the government to release the alien files. Turns out that he also went to Caltech for graduate school, the same place that Bob Lazar said that he went to graduate school. And what do you know? They're the same age. They're both 67, so they would have gone to school together. It's also important to note that NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory is at Caltech. And don't forget, in 1989, Bob Lazar claimed that he worked at Area 51, where he was using an unknown element, element 115, to fuel jet propulsion. They called him crazy because there was no such thing as element 115, of course, until 15 years later when it was discovered in 2004. I just have to wonder if these two were friends. And what could Carl have possibly known? And why was he murdered? I'd love to ask him, but as Bill Gates would say,
well, he's dead, so, in general, you always have to be careful.
So there's that. As always, I want to hear what you think about all of this down below.
This is April. How may I help you?
Hi, April. My name is Susan Wilkerson. My husband is missing.
Okay.
And it's been about 3 hours, and I have some indication that he must have planned not to be found. He's left his phone. He changed his clothes into I don't know what. I think he's on foot. All of our cars and bicycles are in the garage. I left for a doctor's appointment at about 11:10, and he was here at that time at the house. And I got back from that at noon, and he was gone. He turned it off and left it behind, which seems kind of deliberate because he's always got his phone. He has a smartwatch. I don't know if that's with him or not.
Has he ever done this before?
Never. Nothing even remotely like it. He's a retired Air Force Major General. He's very responsible, but he's also facing some medical issues.
Do you have any video at your home?
No.
Has he been diagnosed with any mental disorders or anything like that?
Well, we've been seeing a doc for both physical and mental in terms of anxiety, short-term memory loss, lack of sleep. The same doc I went to see today.
Does he carry any weapons on him?
Well, not generally. He does have a gun safe, and I went to look in the gun safe to see if anything was missing, but I couldn't tell if anything was. He has quite a number of, other than saying if his brain and body keep deteriorating, he didn't want to, but it seemed to me that was just a, man, I hate how this is going kind of thing, because I told him, yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Okay. We're going to send some deputies up to talk to you, see if we can search a little bit and see what's going on, okay?
Sure. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hey guys, check out this amazing video of what looks like a NASA alien recovery van. Spotted in Florida, guys. That's right, in Orlando, Florida, guys. It was spotted at a hotel parking lot, and it was bouncing up and down. No one knows why it was bouncing. We can't tell if the video is actually real or possibly just, you know, some type of AI generated video. We're still going to label it as AI, but it could be real. It's going around the internet. It's trending. Some van that says alien recovery on it. Like if there's an alien inside fighting against the staff that's trying to transport it. Could that be a possibility? Whose van is this, guys? Does this belong to NASA? Or is this just something completely different? There's been a lot going on in 2026 with aliens and prophecies and all sorts of stuff, but whatever this is definitely something extremely weird. Some people in the comments are saying it's aliens. Other people saying it's NASA, that they actually have a recovery team for aliens. But whatever it is, when I first seen the video, I kind of laughed. I thought it was kind of creepy. But whether this is a hoax or this is AI or it's real, if it is, we have a problem. You know, with the government coming forward and saying he wants to disclose UFOs, we got people like J.D. Vance calling them demons. I mean, could the demons be inside this NASA alien recovery vehicle? And why is it driving around Florida? Has anybody else seen this van driving in the state of Florida? It was also reported in Georgia. Somebody in Atlanta, Georgia reported it. The van has also been seen, believe it or not, guys, in California, places like LA. And then there's one last report of it actually being seen in North Carolina. So I don't know what's going on with this van, guys. Is this real NASA employees transporting these so-called non-human biologics that they're saying we have? Are these the hide birds? Are they inside these vans? Is that what we're doing now? Is NASA, you know, recovering aliens? I mean, if they are, I want to know. A lot of people are going to laugh because, you know, to see a van like this in public, guys, why would you even put that you're an alien recovery force or police from NASA? Why would you put that on the van? Why would you specify that? Isn't that giving yourself away? So once again, guys, I question the authenticity of this video. I will probably be labeling this one as AI, and maybe it's not. But if anybody knows, please let me know if you've seen this van before. Is NASA really recovering aliens in this huge white van? And guys, comment below, why is it shaking back and forth? We want to know your thoughts.
J.D. Vance shocked everyone when he claimed UFOs aren't from another planet, but demons, entity from another realm that has walked among us since the dawn of time. He recently stated he's getting to the bottom of all the UFO files and will disclose this demonic reality to the public. His belief is that he's preparing humanity for a revelation that isn't a scientific discovery, but has roots in ancient texts and religious scriptures. I think they're demons, he said. I don't think they're aliens, and I don't think they're from another galaxy. This shocking statement sent shockwaves through the world, provoking a wave of discussion and speculation. According to the Vice President, these celestial beings have always been present, silently watching and influencing human affairs. This revelation opens up many questions about the nature of these beings, their motivations, and their true origin. But the Vice President's statements don't end there. On a recent talk show, he stated that the government is working on releasing these classified UFO files within the next 3 years. This announcement has sparked anticipation and wonder among the public as they anxiously await the truth about the UFOs. A truth that, according to the Vice President, runs counter to scientific understanding and delves into the realm of spirituality and religion. Some people have speculated that the Vice President's comments are intended to prepare the public for a revelation that is not based on scientific evidence, but rather on the teachings of ancient texts and religious teachings of the world. The Vice President's use of the words demons instead of aliens has also fueled speculation about the true nature of these beings, leading some to suggest that they are interdimensional or spiritual beings rather than physical creatures from another planet.
What we're thinking of as aliens are they're extra-dimensional beings that an earlier precursor of the space program made contact with. They are not what they claim to be. They have infiltrated a lot of aspects of the military establishment, particularly the Area 51. The disasters that are coming, the military, the government knows about them, and there's a lot of safe areas in this world that they could begin moving the population to now aren't. But they're not doing anything. They are not. They want the major population centers wiped.
If you'll indulge me, I'd like to read 2 pages from advice from the extraterrestrials. Yes, it's true that we have been in contact with your government and heads of power. It is also true that we have been It is also true that agreements have been made and kept secret from your people. It is also true that in the past, some of your people have lost their lives or have been badly hurt to protect this secret. Our hands had no part in this. We contacted your leaders because your planet is in grave trouble. Your leaders said the vast majority of your population wasn't ready for anything like us yet. So we made time agreements with your leaders as to when your people would be made aware of our presence. Your air, your water are contaminated. Your forests, jungles, trees, and plant life are dying. There are several breaks in your food chain. You have an overwhelming amount of nuclear and biological weapons, which include nuclear and biological contamination. Your planet is overpopulated. Warning, it is almost to the point of being too late, unless your people act. There are better ways of deriving energy and food needs without causing your planet any damage. Those in power are aware of this and have the capability of putting these methods into worldwide use. Those in power view it as a military and security threat. That upset me. You mean to tell me that the people in power have the ability to save and better the planet, and they aren't doing it? Amnesty. What do you mean? Complete amnesty to those in power, governments and leaders who have been suppressing the truth, that they can't be held liable for any past wrong deeds. It is the only way these leaders can come forward with the truth. It is necessary that you do this in order to work together and survive.
Their plan is to create, eventually, and hoax, a threat from outer space, to try to unite the world like Independence Day, the movie, in a sort of a military global junta of humans against aliens. It's all nonsense. It's BS. But it sells well. It sells movies, it sells tickets, it sells books.
This is the Blue Beam, Project Blue Beam?
Yeah, that related to that. And I've met with many men who've been on operationally, like literally have been operational on those programs. Now, it went from really clunky stuff, like the Betty and Barney Hill abduction. People think that was alien. It wasn't. It was us. Late 50s, early 60s. And I think President Obama's actually working on a documentary about that. And it was an interracial couple, a very interesting story, but most people have no idea what really happened with that. And this is one of the really disturbing parts of this archive, is what are the technologies that are in the hands of these sort of monsters, and how have they used it to deceive the public, but also deceive policymakers and presidents.
What if the sky itself could be used to fool the entire world? There's a theory known as Project Blue Beam, and it suggests a future where reality can be manufactured so perfectly that people wouldn't know what's real and what's staged. The idea centers around massive holographic projections, capable of filling the sky with shapes, symbols, or even entire scenes that look completely real to the human eye. We're talking 3D images that appear to have depth, size, and movement, visible for miles. Sound far-fetched? Not really. Scientists have already demonstrated lasers that project floating 3D objects in midair. Several countries have showcased gigantic holographic whales, floating dragons, and skyscraper-sized illusions that trick crowds on the street. Now imagine technology like that scaled up, not just over a neighborhood, but over an entire continent. The theory claims Blue Beam could simulate events that would shock billions, from impossible lights in the sky to synchronized messages appearing overhead. Some even believe these projections could be paired with directional sound technology, creating voices or tones that feel like they're coming from everywhere and nowhere at once. If a stunning enough illusion appeared above you, massive, bright, undeniable, would you question it or believe it instantly? Project Blue Beam asks a terrifying question. If the sky can lie, how would anyone ever know the truth?
What I'm here to tell people is that when Project Blue Beam is used, again, it's not going to be by the United States. It's not going to be by national, it's going to be by global government. They're the ones who are going to use this stuff. And it's going to be not just a bunch of pretty holograms. They're going to be using it for religious figures. They're going to have Jesus in the sky, but it's not just going to be holograms. There's going to be voice-to-skull technology. It's also going to be used. They're going to be able to have these figures speak to every human being on the planet. Imagine the impact of that they're going to be able to see the figure and also hear the figure talking to them. You know, it's amazing. I think that is the particular reason why Jesus said in the Bible, my sheep hear my voice and they will recognize my voice. And I think that was an anticipation of when this operation goes forward. And it's going to go forward in conjunction also with the great fake alien invasion. It's going to go forward with that. And who knows, it's going to be also a sweetener. It's going to be, instead of, we're going to have, maybe 10 or 20 UAPs that have incredible destructive capacity against our cities. But then with Project Blue Beam, they can make those appear like 200 or 300 or 400 UAPs. See, that's what they can do. And also these holograms, we call them holograms because that's the word that we know. But they're going to probably have the capacity for noise, for sound, for solidity, temporary solidity as well. And then you can say, well, but then that's not a hologram. Well, yeah, it's probably going to be something that is several steps above a hologram as well. So these are the things that we're facing. And these things are going to be faced all at once. That's the reason why I try so hard, and Maria, you do too, to try to educate people so that the panic factor, when this occurs, won't be blinding. It won't be just extraordinary so that so that normies just won't know where to go, what to do. And then, of course, they'll have to turn to government. That's what we're trying to avoid here by trying to educate them on these things happening very, very soon.
Now, I know what you've seen is what those Navy pilots saw in 2004, and there have been some 300 sightings since then. And I've talked to those pilots, and they know they saw something, and their radars locked onto it. And then all of a sudden it was here on the surface, and then it's there. And they don't know what it is, and we don't know what it is. We hope it's not an adversary here on Earth that has that kind of technology. But it's something. And so this is a mission that we're constantly looking. Who is out there? Who are we? How did we get here? How did we become as we are? How did we develop? How did we civilize? And are those same conditions out there in a universe that has billions of other suns in billions of other galaxies? It's so large, I can't conceive it.